I met my ex-wife 7 years ago and chose to adopt her baby as if he were my own, and I adored both of them. We married 5 years into our relationship, and within the first 6 months, I learned she had been secretly communicating with my sister's ex-husband, her spouse at the time, for over a year behind my back, my sister's back, and our entire family's back. I won't describe how I caught her since it's too hard to tell here. But the chats she gave up all had both of them speaking negatively about me, my sister, and our mother. My ex-wife didn't defend me at all and agreed with all he said. As I previously stated, she only showed me what she wanted me to see. So who knows whether there was any flirting or infidelity between them in addition to the smack talking. Anyway, I wanted to divorce her since it was such a major blow and violation of trust. She left for a while, but then contacted me, begging and asking for another opportunity. I took her back and we remarried and lived back in together. I warned her that if she ever lied or kept secrets like this again, it would be the last of her. I am an agnostic and she is a Christian, something we both discussed and were aware of before to our marriage. A year after the incident with my ex-brother-in-law, I uncover some amorous texting between her and a guy from her church on her laptop. The texts weren't too intimate or anything, but they were enough to worry me, so I asked her if everything was okay. Yes, she said everything was good, and she loved and appreciated me as her husband. After she told me this, I showed her the messages between her and this person that prompted me to check in with her. She just stated that our kid will be taught to play the drums by a man she met at church. I was really saddened by the way they texted, and something told me there was more to it than what she said. She apologized and claimed she understood, and they didn't talk again. During this period, she was aloof and chilly, and she would get extra ready in the morning, blow-drying her hair, etc. before heading to church. One day, while watching a movie with our 8-year-old kid, he exclaims, "Hey, I'm going to a lake with my mom's friend." I immediately have a sinking feeling in my stomach, so I pull out my phone and go to his Instagram profile to show our son a photo of this individual. He affirms that it is indeed him. At this point, I believe she has been lying and cheating, so I approach her as she exits the restroom and ask for a divorce based on what her kid has just told me. She claims that the lake trip is only a group church activity. I'm really upset because I'm not sure whether to trust her or not. She and our kid enter the restroom with the door closed, and I hear her asking our son why he would say such to me, to which our son replied, "Sorry, Mom." I had no idea I wasn't meant to say that day. I stalked the church's Instagram page until I discovered that my kid and wife were both dining with this person at a restaurant. I took a screenshot and sent it to her, and she still denies anything is going on, and that there were others there, which there were, but I was still concerned because 3 of them sat near to each other. I was perplexed, hurt, and conflicted. I didn't want to be played for a fool, so I went forward with the divorce. She also relocated for a few months before the divorce was completed. Throughout everything, she managed to convince me that everything was my fault and that she had never had anything to do with this guy. This germ of guilt she put in me ate me up during our separation, so I sought her out to see if she was willing to attempt treatment. She hesitated but consented. We went to therapy for 1 session, and she assured me she would never return to that church because she saw how it seemed and didn't want me to feel uneasy. She lied because I went back to her Instagram page one night, and there she was at the church as well as a restaurant with the church group, and this guy was also present. I took a screenshot and texted it to her, stating, "See you on the divorce date." She didn't even try to explain herself. She just apologized and stopped by my house to get the remainder of her belongings. As a result, we did not continue with therapy. After a few months of no communication, the divorce date arrived. We spent the whole morning/afternoon at the courthouse waiting to be summoned. She appeared sorrowful yet at peace with what was going on. We hugged at the end, and she sobbed on my chest, implying that she would have kept trying to work things out, but in a guilt-tripping sort of manner. Months passed with no communication, save on our anniversary day, when she texted me to express her hope that the life I chose was what I wanted. That struck me as a passive-aggressive manner of telling me the divorce was my fault and that she wanted me to feel bad. More months passed, and it's already been around 11 months since I first saw those flirtatious texts between them. Because of her manipulation and the lack of strong evidence that she and this person had something or that she cheated, the seeds of guilt she put in me continued to gnaw at me. There were hints and loads of gut sensations, but when you're in love, it doesn't feel like enough to be strong on your choice on top of her gaslighting. So I went out to her to explain how painful everything was still and how much I missed her. She answered as if she, too, was in a lot of agony, So I asked if she wanted to try reconciliation and therapy again. She concurred. We attended a couple sessions. Things seemed to improve in terms of our communication, but she was still coming to this church group event and the guy was still there, which made me nervous, and she was aware of this. However, he told me and the therapist that nothing had transpired between them. It came to a halt immediately after I discovered the first texts. We went on a vacation and everything was okay until I discovered 15,000 deleted text conversations between her and this man from church. She lied the entire time. They never stopped chatting, and she had been attempting to develop a connection with him since the beginning. I made her confess everything in front of the therapist, and she said she liked him and thought he was a godly guy. They were messaging and probably seeing each other while we were still living together. She was telling half-truths, but they were enough to prove that she was having an affair. She stated that when we were separated, he was going over her house and she was going over his. And she said that they merely messed about but never had intimacy. She also mentioned that after we spent the entire day in court, when I assumed we were both hurting from the end of this big relationship, she went to visit this person soon after and went on a date and kissed. They kept dropping by one another's residences, especially when she sent her kid away for a few weeks to see family. All the time, I was in sorrow and feeling terrible for initiating the divorce. She asked me for another opportunity after learning the truth. I felt vindicated, which was nice, but I'm in so much agony that the truth I desperately didn't want to believe was true. I blocked her because she was pleading with me for another opportunity, and this has been going on for a few days. She has not attempted to contact me in any other manner. Part of me feels powerful this time because I believe she is a total dishonest liar. But I'm afraid I won't be able to hold this out. It's just so upsetting to me since I thought she loved me as much as I loved her and her child. Any suggestions or advice will be much appreciated. UPDATE. She contacted me via WhatsApp after discovering she had been blocked, apologizing once again and expressing her love for me. She still refuses to accept she cheated. She lied, stating she only texted him in those first few texts and didn't continue until we lived apart throughout our separation. I'm sick of it, total gaslighting. She went on to express how unhappy she was in the marriage because she was not getting understanding from me, and I was allegedly yelling at her. At the end, she states she realizes she lost a decent man, which contradicts her justification for doing what she did. This shifting of responsibility simply adds to my grief and anger on top of the genuine betrayal. It's disgusting. Thank you for listening to the story to the end, and if you like it, please support us with a like as well as subscribe to our channel. Write in the comments what you think about the story.